G'day everyone. Proud to say Barkarati is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners. Welcome to Barkarati, the sailing podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors. But of course, I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
BP.
G'day world. That's all I've really got to say today so far, so we'll leave it at that.
Succinct. It's beautiful.
You're
Well
so
done.
enthusiastic this morning, BP.
Oh, hello.
Let's bring in the other bloke,
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Boyce.
I'll take up your time then, BP.
Yeah, that's all right.
As you were doing the intro, Jordan, I just wrote down 7 key things, right? And if you pick one of them, I'm going to give you $10. Pick 2 of them, $20, right? What do you think Bias the Bogan would like to do within a week?
Yourself. Boyce,
Yeah,
the Bogan.
Yeah.
Well, family's important for you. So you
Oh, yeah. 1, tick, ding. Have you got a dinger there?
No.
Yeah. Ding.
I was going to say a dinger. You need to borrow things.
Footy.
No, footy. He hasn't got a team.
Yeah.
No, kids footy.
Oh, kids footy. Yep. Okay.
What was the other thing that popped into my head?
A brisket.
Or pretty close. I'll give that half a ding.
I'm not expecting to get paid, by the way.
No, it's in the post.
Go for a drive in the
merch
defender.
back.
Go for a drive in the defender.
Oh yeah, ding.
How many's that?
No, he's trying to work out to something. So, what's your stupid boat called? What do you call it now? Is it the Barkarati one or
Barkarati Express or
Express.
the VB Express 2?
yeah, VB Express? Yeah.
Oh, the
Go for
VB
it.
Express 2. Ding. Yep, got that. Went for a sail in the Sharpie yesterday.
Mhm.
We did. Basically, it's been a week of pretty much all the cool shit that I could imagine doing.
Jealous.
Obviously, family time, selling masks and stuff. That's always good fun. Full drive, went camping overnight, himself and one Kalen Howard. Campfire,
Another boat.
big cooked barbecue, sailed the Sharpie yesterday. Got to say, probably won't win the Nationals.
I was just going to say, are you worried about overtraining for the Nationals?
Fair chance we'll be top 3 though.
Who's your team?
Myself, one Kalen Howard and Adam the Rat Common.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was
That'll be
good. Went for a bit of a yacht. Picked her up yesterday. First day sailing. We've owned it for a while. I didn't even know where it was, to be honest. Like, do we have to go pick it up? Oh, no, it's at the yacht club. There you go. Cool. So, no,
Had
pretty
to take it
eventful
out of
week.
the package.
Pretty eventful week. All the good stuff, and then ready to get back on the road.
Good on you. Very
I'm
cool.
done. I'm full. My bucket's full.
Yeah.
Up to the brim. Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
that Sharpie Nationals is going to be massive. Port Lincoln. It's going to bring
Such
everyone.
I mean, you will remember we had the VX, myself and Kalen, and we were just saying yesterday, oh, geez, they were tough work. Had to lean out heaps. No trapeze. At least a Sharpie, upwind, full planing, trapeze. Like it's good fun boat upwind, as good as downwind.
They
Bloody cool boats.
there was
Well, and you usually get a young sort of excited, influenceable kid on wire, and you're going good. So you just have to sit there.
That's exactly who we got.
Yeah, that's
Kalen
right.
Howard.
there
Well,
was
see,
some,
that's the good thing. Then you can just sit there and enjoy the ride, right?
No, it's bloody cool. So cool.
there
Forgot
was some
how much
footage
fun.
during the week of a VX2 going for a sail.
Oh, with the dude on the wire?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was cool.
that was good. Good. Yeah, that's what they need. 100%.
Well, that's a VX2. They're a different 2-person boat.
Yeah. No, isn't it the VX1 with the wire setup?
There is a VX1.
which they sail in the UK and New Zealand when they have the wire hooked onto it.
When it was originally designed, he was planning to do. It was set up so you could have trapeze and a masthead kite. Slightly bigger kite would go well for a VX, I reckon. But that was a VX2, which is a new design. It's two-person skiff design. Yeah. Definitely happy.
That was cool. Yeah. Anyway, good fun. So that's us. We're ready to go to the Nationals.
Training done. Tick,
probably
tick.
get at least 2 or 3 more sessions in. That would be the invitation races, I guess.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
It's how you do it. It's how you do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we had good plans. So everyone who's going to go to Lincoln, it's going to be, or the centre of the universe, as one would know it. It's going to be a great Nationals. Look forward to it.
Well, good luck to everyone attending. That's
just got to drop about 15 kilos between now and then. I should be good. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, we'll see.
We should do a team program. BP's going all right, so you and me, boss, we need to work it onto it.
There we go. Beautiful. Done. Well, TP sitting on his washing machine. It's not one of them. In his laundry.
TP?
BP. BP. Who's TP?
I'm not quite sitting on the washing machine.
Yeah.
It gives it a bit of a joyous feeling. You're welcome.
It's very quiet.
Yeah. So, good to see you out at the mobile studio and in the laundry again.
Yes, that's right.
Beautiful. Sunday morning.
Place to be. Place to be at 7:30 on a Sunday morning. I've got to tell you.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Enough of this crap.
Right, moving on.
Yeah. Our guests. A good one today. We're going to talk about the Invitational Cup in New York Yacht Club. It's a regatta for amateur sailors or teams of amateur sailors from around the world, raced on their One Design 37s that they've got there, Mark Mills design. So it's a pretty cool thing. Supposedly amateurs, there's a lot of fairly talented sailors competing, but it's One Design racing out in Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. It's pretty cool. We're into it. There is a team going from Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club, one of the wonderful yacht clubs of the world, if you've never had a chance to go to that one. And it's being led by 2 blokes who are mad for their sailing. They're next door neighbours on Scotland Island, which is also an amazing little place in Australia. And they've had some cool adventures over their lives and done some crazy things. One is what we call an Northern Australian, ex-Northern Australian, Canadian.
Oh, gosh. Different place altogether.
Yeah, different.
Canadian.
Yeah. And then one of our locals. So welcome to the show, Chris Way and Mike Ritchie. Chris and Mike, welcome to Barkarati, boys. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
What an exciting time. This has come out of the blue, this one, because I bumped into you, Chris, the other day, and you said you were going to do the IC37s, and I thought, that's worth a chat, because how cool is that? Bit of an Aussie assault is how I put it.
Well, it is, and it's the first time for the Alfreds for a long time. Maybe nearly 10 years, I think, a little bit
years,
over.
I think. Yeah.
So, of course, Guido's won this. Belgian Edison, with his team from Royal Sydney, the second year after they changed to the IC37, he won it. And then the next year they stumped up and had a tough time. So the fleet was definitely going through the curve. He hit a sweet spot. And when I spoke to him a little while ago, he said, it got tougher the second year, which was the third. And we're now into the 8th year with these boats, or 8th round with these boats. So it's it's going to be pretty intense. Best of the best sailors, all that stuff.
And a lot of boats actually are third time in, aren't they? The teams are like the third try at it. So, yeah, we're up against it for sure.
Yeah, that's worth touching base on in a minute. But obviously, the first thing, I guess, for the listeners, this is an assault, obviously, on the IC37, based out of New York Yacht Club, where you represent your country. And Australia has won it a couple of times, or once, or either or. But you're going over. You've joined forces with so Chris and Mike joined forces. Tell us how that started, because that's always a good starting point.
You got this.
So I sold my Maca 38, which Brett used to say on or sell the
I
last
love those boats.
And it's a bit of a hole digger, but it's a pleasant boat to sail. I'm not going to say, but the time was it was right for me to sell the boat, and I think a few others did at the same time. So I sold out, and then I was moping around the yacht club one day and ran into my neighbor next door on Scotland Island, Mike Ritchie, who's here with us today, of course, and I said. I don't know how we ended up chatting, but we decided to team up on Revolver, and we've been doing that for 3 seasons now.
No, probably longer, Chris. Probably longer. Yeah. Probably four.
It's worth touching base on this boat because it's got a really interesting story, Jay.
I'm across it, my friend. I'm very interested in the old Revolver, but we'll build into it slowly. I mean, is that where we want to go now?
I think so.
I think we should.
Well, I can tell you before we get into that when Seaway was at, he kind of said, like, he saw the boat. I remember, Chris, you said you saw the boat and you go, I quite like the boat. I'd love to come and have a sail. And so Chris came onto the boat, and as soon as we started sailing together, he kind of taught me everything you learn off the MCs. And that got us competitive. So, because we sailed it harder and we kind of developed a good friendship and sailing relationship after that. It's been good fun ever since, really.
Awesome.
I think it's the secret, isn't it?
We had the best coach in the world. We had Bruce Ritchie, and I remember the first year we're sailing. Bruce drives up to the local headlands. Bruce is in his 90s, and but spry as he's got a wicked little cane on him. So first time he comes down to the boat, we're at Middle Harbor, and he goes, comes on, somebody helps him on the boat. He sits down. He's got the cane there, and he gives me a little tap, and he says, "You went the wrong way on that first beat." And I said, "Because I'm doing tactics." And he goes, you should have gone further right. You could see the tide was going. I went, "Oh my God, mate! How did you pick that up? He's on the headland, for God's sake!"
Yeah.
So
I've got this picture of this guy sitting in the background, tapping people on, whacking people over the back of the head. Trim that on tighter. Oi.
So after that debriefings, I sat further away from the cane because
yeah.
So we're talking about Mike's dad, Bruce, obviously, who was from memory multiple Australian champion in Etchells and won the won the 5.5 metre Worlds, I reckon.
He did the Scandinavian Cup. And he's the Worlds and 3 times in the Etchells, and then third in the Worlds in the Etchells. So he and then he brought the diamonds out here. He was when the Yachting World Diamonds came out, and he won those when they kind of were big in the late 60s and stuff. So he's been kicking around for a while.
So did you get a choice about going sailing at all, Mike?
No, but no, I honestly didn't, because we used to go away, a family of 4 in the Diamond.
Yeah. And
the Diamond, as you know, is really well equipped with, all the mods, and it's very comfortable. And my mother really enjoyed that. And but I think I was actually the only one that probably did enjoy it, to be honest. Right. And Dad, he didn't mind it either. So that's how I let the sail pretty much in the Diamond, and then in MJ's, kind of which we towed behind the Diamond. But that's how it started. Yeah.
So what we're talking about is
still with Basho for a while in Hobie's, wasn't it? I think so. He had the Basho bashing for sure.
Yeah. From Bruce Ritchie doing Bashford. Yeah.
So what we're talking about, obviously, you guys are going to New York, Invitational Cup, in their 37-footers. One of the things that you're talking about, though, is, it's a one design fleet. It's a specific type of boat, lightweight sort of boat designed specifically to be sailed. And in certain discussions, I've heard you guys mention that the Revolver, the boat that your dad actually designed, Mike, I think he did the lines at least. Yeah. It's you can see, it's a 38-footer. It's a bit of a day sailor. It's not really much accommodation down below. You see there's enough similarities that you've got a good training vessel here for yourselves. Is that what is correct?
Yeah. I think look, it's it is a good training vessel. It's got a harder chine than the IC, and it's quite a bit lighter, and it's got more canvas. You know, it's got more sail area up and downwind. But it's been a fantastic training vessel for us because we what we do on it is we push the boat hard, and because we've got bigger gear, bigger spinnaker, bigger main, bigger everything. When we got over to the ICs, we're kind of we're going down. So all the training feels a bit easier. The kites go up and down quicker, jib comes on quicker, everything's a bit scaled down. So it's been great in that sense, don't you think, Chris?
Yeah, no halyard locks. I mean, I love halyard locks, of course, in all the boats if they're all the same. But no halyard locks. They are simpler. Rod rigging. You got carbon rigging, and Mike spent a lot of time, and Bruce, moving this boat up the ladder too. Complete heel mod, new rudder, which is probably a little bit small, but
it is
keeps the crew on their toes.
Yeah.
And went to a fathead main and then to twin split runners this year. So it really is now set up. We got the drop line, took it from the aft like the Maca, took it forward to simulate all the congestion at the like the IC37. I mean, that'll go back afterwards, but for now, we've been training the last 10 months on the boat in that same configuration to make it hard. The ICs don't have any self-tailors or cleats, so you're running the boat that way.
You're relying on hands.
Yeah.
And
no cross sheeting or anything like that either. So we've simplified revolver a little bit just to kind of get to the rudiments of the IC.
Yeah, no instruments. Yeah, just heading.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
wax pencil on the deck, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm confused about one thing with this event. It claims it's a regatta for teams of amateur sailors representing yacht clubs from around the world. When I go through the past winners of the thing, Olympic silver medalist, then what else have we got? Who else? Another Olympic silver medalist.
John Lovell.
Hey? John Lovell. Yeah. I mean, it looks like there's a few sort of pros in there, but it's amateur. That's
so it's world sailing at its best. I mean, I don't have any particular axe to grind with world sailing, but I have a complete issue with the way the categories are for sailors. But at the end of the day, I think really it comes down to the number of days you sail in a year. So to be fair to those Olympians that have been Olympians, many of them did sail less. So there's quite a few from London, Beijing in this year's event. There's one that was in Seoul in '88 and FD sailor, I believe, and stuff like that from 1988. 2018, I think, was Seoul. So, to be fair, they are probably sailing less than the prescribed days per year. I'm a little bit disturbed to see two Paris Olympians sailing. One was for Great Britain. One is sailing for Hong Kong, but sailed on the Great Britain team. And one was sailing for Ireland, Mr. Guilfoyle. So, they were in Paris in 49ers. I guess it's hard to believe they'd sail less than 150 days in an Olympic campaign, but anyway, it is what it is. Everybody fills in the form and tells the truth.
Yeah, agree with that comment. I like that sort of attitude. I mean, you got to look at this as they're kids, realistically speaking, and they might be super high level, but they're out there having a crack and having a go. Now, whether or not they can actually make a difference on that racetrack in that format, it remains to be seen. I mean, there's a lot more to it. You might be a professional sailor, but you've got to bring a lot to a table to create a champion IC37 team or a big boat team for that matter. Anyway, that's another topic to discuss. But heading over tomorrow morning.
We are. I'm leaving tomorrow. Mike's on the weekend, but the reality is that the reason this cup formed was because the America's Cup was lost, as we know, to Australia. by the New York to Australia many years ago, 1983. So this New York Yacht Club seemed a bit lost for a while, and then came back into the fray with this concept of an amateur cup, and they've had the Swan 42 now, this boat, and I think they had a boat before the Swan 42 as well. So it's every 2 years. You have to be invited. Lots of royal destination clubs. You can't get there without the invite. We got the invite because
I was going to say, how the bloody hell did you get it, Chris?
I know. Well, Royal Prince Alfred got the invite 2 years ago at the last one, but didn't sort of circulate around. By the time I heard about it, put my name forward, I was going to drive that one. They said, yeah, no problem. So I stuck my name in, but they'd already filled up the card. So I got, and at the last minute in August of that year, I got a call up, and it was too late. You just can't go into these things half-cocked. So we ended up not going. And then Mike and I were sitting around in my backyard, I think, around the fire pit having a red wine. I said, Mike, you know what? We're doing pretty good with the revolver. Why don't we think about doing a campaign? It's a lot easier with two owners doing it, or two team funders. And, I was very happy for Mike driving, because I'm quite happy doing main and tactics. I'm sort of evolving my sailing into that area a bit more. So it's kind of been fun. Eventually I'll go back driving, but, we make a good team, I think.
Yeah, that sort of was the question that started this actual whole discussion, is how did it happen? So you've described that very well. Sitting around a campfire, having red wine. As all usual bullshit happens.
That's it. And then another red wine. Yeah.
And then Mike, you've woken up and go, what have I just done?
Yeah, pretty much. And then you're watching the American dollar drop, and then you kind of go, I got to keep working to get this one happening. So yeah, no, it's but it's been, look, it's actually been one of those things. You're trepidatious about it when you start, and we worked really hard to get the crew together. I'm sure we'll talk about that, but
we will.
But once it all starts fitting into place, it becomes really a vision that you can see where we can go, because we've managed to get over there for a trial regatta earlier this year. We found that we weren't in a bad place with it all, and that was really heartening for us. So it's been a journey of everything. When you start, it's wide open, then you're coming in, and then basically by the time you're getting to the point we're at now, we've pretty much uncovered all the things that we need to uncover, I hope, other than just getting out on the water and trying to do our best against these teams. So it's been a great journey so far, really enjoyable.
And the club's
it's a really cool point, because obviously it starts off as a little bit of, as you say, sitting around a campfire drinking red wine. Then it's like, okay, let's push the button, and it becomes intimidating.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it starts to sort of settle into this rhythm where you get people around you, and all starts to happen, and then all of a sudden there's no pulling out. That's the good side of it. But then it starts to sort of almost come up to the surface and say, yeah, we're doing this. This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit like your campaigns in Europe, isn't it, BP? It doesn't matter two-handed or not. When that day comes and you're 5 days away, it's just pandemonium. We've got jackets. I got a pile of jackets sitting over here, and clothing and stuff that we've got to get all organized and get over there. And Mel's been, Mel is Mike's wife. She's been, absolutely stellar in terms of the paperwork is unbelievable. Americans love their yacht form.
Oh yeah. Let's not go to. This is not a political show, Chris.
No, it's not.
That, and she's got in true film production fashion, there's a what do you call it? A run list or
a movement order.
So everybody knows what they're doing when they're arriving, and it's very, very good. It's
do you have one of those loudspeakers, Mike? Like a
No. I don't. I've got other people on the boat that are loud. I just concentrate on very, very myopic little view. So
you should, Mike. You should rename, because you're on the team list as helm. You should just rename yourself as director and just run with that whole thing.
Yeah. But Jordan, everyone wants to be a director. That's what I found out in the film business. Everyone wants to be a director.
Right.
So I just thought, no. Yeah.
And the other side of it is, you could have a sort of an advertising. This movie was brought to you by.
Yeah. No, we're working on that. That's for sure. No, we're working on that.
I mean, Mike's got a New York affiliate office. Their company's called Biscuit, and they had the naming rights for and had their name on the boom and put a bit of dosh in. Thankfully, and you know, it helps. And we didn't actually meet them because I think they were away, but I hope we're going to meet them this time. Be good to chat with them. Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
Is that a sponsor or?
Yeah, they've sponsored us, and I guess to some degree, you know, Chris and I have done the heavy lifting, and to some degree, Revolver, the company, it's kind of helping us in a way, as is Biscuit, which is our partner company over in the States. So what we do basically with those film companies is we make ads for, you know, Apple and, you know, whatever for stuff for tourism ads and all that kind of stuff. That's what we do, and doing the sailing kind of program slots into that really nicely, actually.
I do think my neighbour's dogs are called Biscuit and Revolver.
Really? That's a coincidence. Yeah.
So the footage I found of you guys sailing on the IC37s was just a practice regatta. You haven't done the event before.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, copy. And
Mark Griffiths and Bruce Ferguson did it in the Swan 42s twice.
Yeah.
In sort of late, sort of 2013, 15 type era, and but nobody's done it in the IC37 except Guido, who, you know, from Australia, except Guido, actually win it with his team. He had Michael Dunstan and, you know, a few of the guys. I think Tom Burton on tactics, and, you know, a very talented team. You know,
no pros.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't go there. Stop it. Okay. We're going to talk about the team in a second.
Yeah.
Let's keep going with where you're going.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
We've got this. Now we've got this partnership. We've got you know, Mike and Chris. You pulled it all together. Do we go down the team path now, Jay?
Oh, I actually just want to, before we do, like, obviously one of life's great joys, you know, destinations is going to Newport, Rhode Island, and going for a yacht, and, you know, experiencing that whole New York Yacht Club thing. Because I'm just trying to remember, you're at Harbour Court. Is that where it's out of?
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful, you know, like just.
But yeah, I did college racing there quite often out the front back in college days many years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, it was quite something to go back there. This is in the days before Australia won the America's Cup, so to go out the heads and see all the 420s racing, which is what we used to do, you know, every time there was a regatta hosted by the NYYC, we'd drive down from Nova Scotia and sail regattas down there, and, you know, you just do it. It's an amazing group, the college racing scene, or the amazing scene there. It's all over the East Coast and down into Florida and Texas and New Orleans every year. So to see that was kind of cool, but what was even cooler was to go past the last buoy and realize that you're in the hallowed halls of where the America's Cup was lifted by Australia. And I think that was quite a moving moment for us, Mike. I think we sort of reflected on that and had a moment of quietness as we trundled on out to the racetrack that day. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And enjoyed the chop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a lot of people based in Newport who listen to this show, and, you know, so if they're around, come and knock on the door for you guys and say good day. I would encourage, because there's a heap of people there. It's a great place to hang out as a sailor, and, you know, just from the social scenes and taking your partners and just from wandering around that coastline and enjoying it, you know, like, there's everything about that place is quite enjoyable, except the local police. They can get carried away sometimes.
We haven't found them yet, thankfully. But yeah.
Have you got something to tell us, Jay? Or
What's that, sir?
Oh, he was asking if I've been arrested there, but I went home before everyone.
No, I wasn't. When did I say that?
I went home before everyone at the ocean race got arrested. But Chris, just one more thing before we get into that, the team and stuff. You're travelling on a Canadian passport, a Canadian passport, or you're travelling on an Aussie passport?
No, I'm no longer a snap frozen Yank. I got tired of that
Yep.
designation, or the other one that I get here, which is seal basher. So I don't know which one's worse. Seal basher is probably closer to snap frozen, but Yank. But no, I came here in 1988 and been here ever since.
Copy.
So you want us to call you an Australian now?
Well, it's quite funny because Jay Cross is Canadian, and I sailed 470s against him back many years ago. After college and before.
He's the Commodore, but he's the Commodore.
Yeah, and he's the Commodore. So it's going to be. I didn't get to meet him or catch up with him at
the New York Yacht Club.
Yeah, he's the Commodore of the New York Yacht Club. I think he owns one of the ball teams down there too. He's a little bit wealthier than.
Yeah. Sporting teams have been very profitable.
We'll leave that one where it is because there's a whole heap we could dig into that one for a whole heap of reasons. But
let's talk. Hey, go on.
Willie Mack was sailing with him on his boat over there. We caught up with Willie Mack quite a few times, but just kept missing Jay, who kind of would be doing his Commodore's duties and then run down to the boat, go sailing, and then back to doing his Commodore. We just never. It was quite hectic. The 171st. There were a lot of boats there. Yeah. It was a big opening regatta. Great scene. Just about every berth and mooring was tied up that they could find. And, it was pretty hectic. The yacht club itself, as you know, doesn't have any berthage and we'll be sailing off mooring. So we ended up over about a kilometer away at a marina. So,
yep. Still, wherever you are, it's good. All right. So how did you pick your team? Australian team. Do you want me to give you the names in case you're forgetting who's on board? Or
you want us to remind you of who you've got on the boat?
So there's a core team. Mike can talk about the core team. There was 4 of us that have done Hamilton before. Mike, me, and Ant and Juliet, right? And that's sort of the starting point. And then we went through a series of trials and took names from the club, and we started to realize that one of the things that I have experienced in regattas and talking with this, there's umpires, and it's easy to get your shoulders down and your elbows in, and you want your shoulders up and your elbows out all the time. And so we started moving, and that means, and you're not going to do that in a 14 race series. You're
Hang on, isn't that a Canadian thing? Isn't that an ice hockey saying?
Sure. That's exactly right.
Yeah, right.
But they're all using it in the America's Cup now.
All right.
Anyway, so we realized that it was probably smart to have some match racers on board. So we ended up dipping into the pool of youth development sailors there, past present, future. So future because our youngest team member is 18. Or is he 19?
19. Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, let's go through the crew then. Let's have a chat about them.
Well, just before you do, BP, one of the things, if you go and actually watch the racing, the boats stay really close together, don't they? So your mark roundings are really tight. You're coming in with a heap of boats.
One Design Racing.
Yeah, One Design Racing. Everyone's right. They're keelboat One Design Racing, which, there's no jumping away in a keelboat. You only move back. So like Etchell sailing, there's lots of people coming around the mark at the same time. So that whole element of managing managing tight racing, that's got to be part of the consideration. So that probably is where the match racing thought process came through, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think there's that, and there's also there is absolutely that. There's also this notion, and you guys talk about it a lot with this show, is that notion of bringing in young sailors and giving them an opportunity to do something internationally that's actually really meaningful and gives them something that they've never done before. And I think the idea of bringing, if other youth people or other kids that are getting into sailing in the RPA, for example, see that the youth sailors that are in their 20s are going over to Newport to do this regatta, it's a really good story, and it's a really good story for other clubs to do it, and it actually gives people a focus, gives kids something to aim towards, and all that stuff as well. So for Chris and I to be able to give the crew this opportunity, I think it's really special for us as well. And they're all loving it, and we're loving kind of the energy of sailing with them, because I think the age is 19 to what, 32, I guess, is it, Chris? Or something like that. And that's and we're older than that a little bit. And I think I think it's brilliant to be able to give those guys the opportunity, and for us to have the opportunity to sail with them. You know.
Absolutely.
I love that, and I reckon that you're bang on. But Mike, I just want to let you know also, I am actually a king sausage sizzler.
Same.
So I was wondering if you need a sausage sizzler, because I could get over there and just manage the barbecue.
See, that's one of the things I do. Can you do other things?
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
I can do onion.
Do onion.
Just jokes. Hey, listen, I love that philosophy, because it's right. It's true what you say, and it filters down as well, because you get your, and we'll talk about the crew in a second, Jay. But just you got 5, 6 young people who've probably never experienced much outside of Australia that are going to go and do this. And they talk and what it does is it grows and filters the local the local kids for something to aspire to, but it also opens up the door for, and this is something we talked about on the weekend, about things above that. What do they aim for? What can we build for them? What can we do for them? And we can do that. And that's the important part as well. It's not just about, going sailing with so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I mean, your program is what I would call upper echelon. It's pretty detailed, and it's a high profile stuff. But we should be doing this in Australia. We should be doing this sort of thing in Australia to help these kids and give these kids this opportunity to get that platform. And this is a start.
The other factor is that the class is a gender shared class, so it's not, and I gotta be careful what I say, because you could equally have a whole bunch of women with one guy. So you have to have at least one of the opposite gender. Now, there are other types of genders, I realize, in male and female. I'm not get to that here, but at the end of the day, one female is on every crew, because most of them are men. We took a slightly different view. Mm-hmm. Speaking with Bob Wilmot, who's a good mate, and Ryan, his son, has come and sail with us as well. So just to help us train a bit. And Bob was saying to me, I was over at the America's Cup, and he said, what you should do with these boats? He said, you should sail 9 up. We all know the reason why. You remember they used to do that in the old Sydney 38 days. They were the first to sail with 9, I think, in the far 40. And of course, it spreads your weight around, and you can get your lighter people to leeward to do quick trims and things like that. So we realized that with pocket rockets like Sarah Parker, who's got the highest weight, a higher weight to strength ratio than most guys, I would say. Yeah. And, she goes down there and cranks his jib on, and she's holding it the whole time, and then comes straight to windward and tickety-boo. And she's 58 kilos. So, and the rest of these guys we noticed over there are putting 90-kilo blokes to leeward to do that. So, just a little tweak on they don't cross sheet. So it's not like the plateau. There's no cross sheeting here. You're not allowed to. So when we saw that, we went, that Bob's program. You got to have the runabout. Right. So she's our pocket rocket. She's a jib trimmer upwind. We've got Juliet as kite downwind. She is a brilliant match racer in her own right, and in fact is fronting up a Chicago team for the Women's Worlds right after this regatta. So
I mean, we're a huge advocate for this type of sailing. We don't believe there is a difference. We know, we've always said that from day one. But what we're seeing is a huge swing towards that, and this is a perfect example of how you can make it happen.
And then we got Rachel as well, so we've actually got 3 women on board, and 6 men. So it's it's a pretty good team, and we can split the weights up. Our heaviest is
and where do you fit into that, Chris?
I'm doing Maine. Show today RPAYC tactics, but I'm not. I'm definitely a feeder of information and strategy, and looking under the boom and saying, we've got a cross coming here, boys. Josh Dawson is doing our tactics for us, and Mal is alongside of Mal Parker. It is a technicality in the rule. It says the tactician must be a member of the yacht club, and at the period when the rule off was made, Mal was not a member, so he can work with Josh, and he's behind Mike and I, and then we got him doing runner trim, and he can get his weight out. So most importantly is being able to
More
get
of a strategist role.
strategist role. That's right. Yeah.
Wow. How's that term taken off in the days? Strategist.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll give the quick rundown just because so everyone, for this team, but for the listener, there's 20 clubs competing. So 20 teams, all from separate clubs, from spread all around the world. So to give you some idea, I think there's 3 US teams. There's a couple of Irish teams. There's Hong Kong, one Australia, there's Sweden, Great Britain, Canada, Argentina, Italy.
Two from Canada, actually, one from RCYC and one from Royal Vancouver. So
okay. Brazil, Italia, and Uruguay, Japan. So it's quite diverse.
Hong Kong. Yep.
Which is interesting. So it's it's a genuine international competition. So Mike is helm or director, as we've decided to call him. Seaway is co-helm and skipper. Mal is on is boat captain and runners. Runner one, I guess. Juliet Costanza, trimmer. Sarah Parker, trimmer. Josh Dawson, tactician and leeward runner, trimmer, I'm guessing. Hugo Butterworth at the mast, Rachel Bauer in the pit, and Anthony Hawke in the bow. That's your team. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
That's it.
Yep.
You got.
Well done.
Yep. No, they're all.
You guys are right. Our AI guy
from memory.
And we got Alice and Mal are partners, and Alice is helping us from Australia with the weather. She was on board that, in the Fastnet that they actually wondered.
Absolute legend in her own right. She's fantastic.
On the Swan, is that the one?
Yeah.
Another. They're all female crew.
Yep. Oh, nearly. Yeah. Nearly.
Yeah. Cool. So, in terms of goal setting, going over, like you guys are doing a lot of training. You're talking about the training program and setting your boat up to create similarities, which is a great idea. How are you able to replicate the elements of one coming off a start line with equal speed boats, getting your position right, and then all that mark rounding elements, how you're going to do that? How are you able to replicate that, do you think?
Not as well as we would probably like to, but what we did do is we used the Elliott fleet at RPAYC, and they got Elliott 7s, and we did as much sailing of those as we can. Probably not enough, but we certainly used them both in a match racing sense and also in an 7 to 8 fleet sense, one design sense, and that was just really good for starts, multiple starts, and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, we've used the Super 40 fleet, which is kind of growing now, and it's becoming. And I've been kind of quite involved with that, and Seaway and I have campaigned Revolver pretty hard in that. And just even the Pittwater Regatta this year had 8 Super 40 boats. Certainly, it wasn't 20, but we were within 60 seconds to 3 minutes of each other from all the time. So that was close racing, but we will suffer from not. Chris and I are watching the regatta after regatta for the ICs happening in the States, and we're missing that, right? So it's not. We are going to be really having to dive into it again. It was great doing the 171st regatta, and that had 23 boats in it, which is more than this fleet. But we really are going to be missing that one design closeness that we did, love having over there.
So what about the IC37? As we said, it's one design. I think it's a Mark Mills design. We love Mark Mills. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun chatting to him. Is it like do the boats go sideways a lot? Do they go before going forwards as you accelerate? Have you worked all those elements out to it? How long it takes to accelerate, whether you have to allow for slippage?
Yeah, quite similar to the keel section's quite wide.
Chord length.
The chord length, yeah. It's
they sort of you can get down to a bottom 3 knots. Probably, I don't want to give secrets away here, but we've been testing, of course, how low we can get to and hold on start line. And then, revolver's a little bit different. It's got a thinner cord everywhere. The rudder's skinny, so we're having to accommodate that. But the 171st gave us a good chance to check out sideways drift and figure out what we got to do to get it going forward fast. But, one design racing is really simple, isn't it? Find the spot in the line, and then you beat up on the one to windward, one to leeward, and stick your nose out in front. The only difference here is that they're using this bloody Velocitech system, which I must admit, I know they're using it in Elchels, and it's the way of the future, but it flashes red or green if you're over the line, and I kind of used to like the midline.
Oh, yeah. No, you'll love it, mate.
The only downside...
Just make sure... what it does is changes philosophy and getting away from that 0.000. Everyone actually ends up about half a boat length or even boat length behind the line because they just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get busted. Whereas back in the day, it was like everyone pushes the envelope.
Yep.
And the boat above you push the envelope, and the boat above them pushes the envelope, and it just keeps going. But now there's no chance. You could be 4 deep inside a group that are pushing it, and you're still over.
Yep. Yeah. There'd be a red light in the back of our boat. Yep.
The only thing I'd say, because if you've got a Velocitech on the boat, you'd need one person to look at it, because if you look at it, you don't check your bearings. You do stare at it, going, I'm 1 meter away, I'm 4 meters away. Like you stare at the bloody numbers instead of looking outside the boat. So you should just have one person telling you.
That's good.
We've got 5 days of training over there ahead of this. And because the Velocitech system wasn't working when we were there for the 170, they handed them out to everybody, and they just didn't work. So hopefully they've fixed those glitches. But so we really haven't done much with this Velocitech setup. Ritchie Allenson came out and helped us for a day, and we went through some of the stuff like that with him as well. He spent a day coaching us as a team. So and Katie's out. She's a great person to have training as well. So
you got plenty of talent at Royal Prince Alfred. People that's certainly been there and done it. So so that's a good thing.
For the listeners, Royal Prince Alfred is obviously the north shore of Sydney. Absolutely fantastic place in Pittwater. So for those people overseas who want to come and see a beautiful club, come and see the RPA.
It's a must visit.
Yeah, we'll take you.
I believe there's an Airbnb somewhere. Is there, Chris Way? Is that?
I put a plug in for that one.
I think it's got a famous fire pit where a bottle of wine might be had.
Yeah, very dangerous, that one. Very.
That's good.
No, but seriously speaking, it is a wonderful area. So international listeners, you want to come and have a look at the RPA, Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club, Pittwater.
So on the details of the regatta, so they've got designated practice days, I think. So what's the schedule? You've got 3 days of optional practice starting September 3rd. You've got 2 days of mandatory practice, September 7 and 8. Then 5 days of racing beginning September 9. And then the big awards dinner, September 13 at Harbour Court there. I haven't read the sailing instructions. Is it like just fleet racing and just, 10 races or 12 races or whatever, something like that? Is it standard regatta?
Yeah, pretty standard regatta. I think it's 3 races first couple of days, and then it sort of tapers a bit to 2. But I guess they have the right to run up to 3 a day. So depends on. They've had these regattas that have been shortened with hurricanes going through. So you got to be consistent. You got to stay up there every day. So obviously we'd like to have yellow kite every day if we can. I think they give a yellow kite or yellow jerseys. I'm not sure.
Australian gold, mate.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Don't say yellow.
But it is interesting too that the variation that they had, whether they roll this out in the IC regatta, but the variation they had when we sailed them in June was they put up this foxtrot flag, and that means on the top mark we actually bend off and go back into the estuary and back right up to the club. So they can do that as well. So you're doing windward returns, and on the last race of the day, you can be racing all the way back to the club, which is where local knowledge will be pretty valuable.
It's almost like yeah, we'll
Yeah.
sort this out.
A little bit, yeah. So we got to be ready for that. We don't know if it's going to happen, and also wind conditions will, determine whether we're offshore or inshore, and whether the tides are going to play and all that kind of stuff. So, but the other great thing about the fleet is, in terms of one design, is there's no movement. Like once the rigs are tuned, they're taped,
Right.
and they're all tuned by the same, obviously, the same rigger.
I like that too. I love that.
And you're no jacking, and also we have three brand new sails. They give us a jib, a main, a spinnaker, and there's a flag that's flown when we reef the jib and we reef the main at the same time. So there's no variation, and it really is probably, in a sense, it's more one design than an actual. It's more one design than many other boats, because you just cannot really do anything that's different from the other boat.
It's pretty cool. I guess that local knowledge, go and see Ken at the North Sails Loft and ask him, or Charlie Enright, ask one of those two blokes. They mightn't share. But what about goals? Have you got a goal?
Well, you could probably sort of add to that expectations, because ultimately expectations is the downfall of any program. I mean, where do you sit? You
should write a book on philosophy, BP. You always come at it from a philosophical perspective.
I've written 2 books this week.
Go on. Sorry to interrupt.
We were 10th at the 171st and 3rd Corinthian. There was quite a few pro sailors on some of the other boats ahead of us and behind us. And the one of the boats is being trained by American Magic, so they had pros on board for that. I think that's the New York Yacht Club team. So, that's fair enough. I mean, sail with the pros, and then they'll have to get used to not sailing with them now, or maybe they have.
Look, I think that when you get that situation happening, I think it can be a double negative. I think you can. Even though they think they're learning, I think they can end up in a situation where it's like, oh God, what would he do? Oh, now I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah. I mean, I think what was encouraging was we were holding lanes really, really well there, thanks to Mike's steering. And, we were able to quite a bit out in the bump. Australians love bump and breeze, and we were doing very, very well in that stuff. We haven't had much flat water. We did have one flat water round island race, and we were running 3rd in most of that. So, I'd like to think top 5 would be a hopeful, but, anything's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, you're there for the experience and the fun. We're not going to get pissed every night, but we're certainly going to make sure that we, soak it all in. That won't be all alcohol, but it'll be certainly.
No. It's a good attitude as well. I mean, what you're trying to say is here is, it's an experience, but ultimately you're going in there with, to get up in the morning, and you're going to be fully focused, and you're going to get out there, and you're going to do what you can. But the team you've got there. And the heads you've got on board, yourselves included, you're gonna be right up there. There's no question.
Well, Juliet, Sarah, and Rachel last regatta did the women's match, or one of the women's match racing tour events in Annapolis ahead of this. So they flew in hot, and that was a big bonus to us. And her sister, Juliet's sister, Claire, sailed with them on that one. But after this, they're going to Chicago and sailing. Katie's and Alice are coming. It's a 5-person boat. So, Alice may come over to help us with the weather towards the end of the regatta. It just depends on her work obligations. So, I think it's great, because we've got this sort of dynamic team that's forming around both the women's, what they're doing in the match racing. And just to go back again, is that one thing I did notice over there, when we had a bad race, we had 1/15th, I think, on the first race, and went, oh shit. And then we won sort of midway through, had like a 12th, I think. But, the shoulders didn't drop. And that's, if you're a match racer, that's the last race is past tense. you know, and
But I also think that sort of falls back on you guys as well, because they look at you as the leaders and the well, we've got Mike the director there, and so but no, just jokes. They look at that and say, we don't want to let you down, type of thing. But you've got to make them feel like comfortable with, because failing is failing. It's not that you fail. It's just that it's things happen on the race course.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is a great team like that, and it's what you're saying is true. And I think the other thing is, it's a very calm boat. The communications are really honest, and everyone can say stuff to each other as long as it's done in a pretty cool and collected way. And it's that side of things has been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we do run it in a very, 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 very kind of calm way, and that's, with all respect to my dad, who will listen to this podcast, no doubt. I learnt what not to do on that level, I guess, and I think it's been great to have that communication so open and to have people feeling good about their roles and for us to kind of run it the way we're running it, I think.
Do you think that that has kind of grown over the years? Like we can look back even when Jay and I and Chris and yourself started sailing.
Yep.
It was very much a like do this, do that, and rah rah rah. But it seems to have settled out into a more professional outlook in terms of psychology. I'm not talking about you how good you are on the boat. It's about psychology. It's about promoting and helping that person achieve the best they can.
Yeah, right. Rising tide floats all boats kind of thing. I think everyone contributes to a better outcome. So you haven't got, Chris and I out there going, do this, where everyone's contributing. And I think we're arbitrating that information quite well. You can't have a whole lot of voices, but I think the way that we've got the comms going is really great, and may it improve when we're over there.
Yes.
And just get better. But I think you're right. I think that's the difference between what it used to be and what it is now. Is we're wanting input in certain areas at certain times, and the crew wants input from certain people at certain times, and everyone has their role to play on that. And it's really good. It's like running it. Obviously, it's like running a little 9-person company, isn't it?
Giving people the confidence to speak up.
That's it. Yeah. And
also
making them feel
knowing
good.
when to speak up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
I think
Jay?
There's not a lot of difference between tactics today and those that Stu Walker wrote about many years back. So at the end of the day,
tactics doesn't change, Chris. Tactics doesn't change, but I'm sure the dynamics of crew changes.
Yeah.
In where we were a long time ago, in terms of but the thing is, the younger people that are coming through, they are talented. There's no question.
Oh yeah.
No question. And you've got to let them run.
Totally. And then they're getting their head, and we've got a very, I think we'll be able to take it to the medalists. To be perfectly frank, we haven't got any Olympic medalists on board. That's an obvious hole in our team, but is it really? I don't know if it really is. I think we showed that when we were there at the 171st that those same medalists were there. So, all about sailing the boat right.
Are you allowed to? Are coaches allowed?
No coaches, no drones. They just added a line into the notice of race saying no drones, and you're not allowed to have a coach from midnight the night before the regatta starts on the 9th.
Which I like as well. I mean, I think that's a good thing.
So you can't even have somebody come alongside you at the end of the day and
so you should have gone left.
Yeah.
Someone you don't want someone with a cane coming up to you, Chris.
Yeah.
Are there trackers on the boats?
Yes, there would be, because they got the pucks for the
GPS.
Oh, actually,
is that a shared data thing? So at the end of the day, do you ever have to put their data in? Yep. I love that too.
Yep.
And then someone is analysing that.
Yep.
Yeah. The Vacaros will give it to as well. So you can, you can do full analytics, and you'll see all the tide and the wind shifts. You'll pick all that up super quick.
Yeah.
What that also does is what we learned down in Melbourne with the Vacaros in the Etchell Worlds is not only does it, give an idea of who's performing. It actually does give an idea of the racetrack, and it becomes tighter racing. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the person that, you know, is generally always at the back of the fleet because of tactical decisions changes. What it does is it means that it actually makes the fleet more conscious of the surroundings, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, Josh Dawson is, which is CD's his dad, who's multiple Laser Masters Worlds competitor and podium. He's a mechatronics engineer, so he's going to be very valuable at uploading and downloading and doing everything he needs to do with that.
Yeah.
So he's a tactician, and you know he's going to have
I met Josh the other day actually at the RPA after my scintillating day on the MC38. So it was good. It was good to catch up with him, which kind of led to this discussion because I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, likewise. Very, very fortuitous and great to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, and there is a telecast of a YouTube cast, if you like, of the each race.
Which is what we were going to talk about. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Kenny Reid and people like, and I think it's Andy Green, is it? And they have, you know, do the commentating, and it's kind of they pretty serious about it. So it's kind of intimidating for us to be televised, but at least if anyone wants to watch it, they can. You know.
I thought Andy Green was off.
Really, I don't think it's if anyone wants to watch it. I think you'll find that. I think we'll be watching it, and I think there'll be a bunch of people watching. My mum will watch it.
Yeah, good.
I thought Andy Green was
his mum might log in too.
Good.
Tucker Thompson.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there'll be a bunch of people.
That's a good American
the point is
name.
That it's exciting, and oh man, I can't wait. To be honest, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I tapped into this one.
Yeah. So you guys, what you're on the plane tomorrow, are you?
I'm going over a bit early. Mike and Mel are flying over Sunday, and I think Sarah's gone early to New York. So for me, it's a chance to rumble through Texas for the oil and gas side, you know?
Yep.
Make it. So, which is what I do for real money. But
I'm electric, Chris is gas, so oil and gas, so that's how it rolls.
Yeah. You're like oil and water.
We are, but we get on.
Yeah.
Let the world know that. Yeah.
Cool, boys. All right. Well, I reckon we've come to the end of our time. Best of luck to you and your team. I hope it's just a great adventure and worth you. You know, you put all this effort in, and now it's time to reap the rewards. I sounded very much like BP then, so apologies for stepping on your ground there, BP.
Why is that, mate?
That whole philosophical statement.
There, you know, philosophically.
Well, we appreciate you being interested in us, so thank you. Thank you for the support.
It only comes out in Karate Boys, but no, listen, seriously speaking, what you're doing is great. Can't wait to watch it. Good luck, and most importantly, enjoy yourselves. That's the key, because everyone will feed off that and get over there and hold the banner, the Australian flag high. Chris, you Australian?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Soften that flag if we win.
Very cool.
Good on you.
All right, boys.
Have fun.
And I will rub it into the Canadians. Don't worry.
Canadians.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Ended that beautifully. Lovely. Well, as you know, picking up guests is always a challenge. Every week we've got to try and find some people, but just happened to bump into these two blokes at the RPA after my sale last week, and I knew they were doing what they were doing, and what a story and what a cool thing to talk about, because it's a big effort to put this whole thing together and to get over to New York and do this, and they're doing it. So excited to see how it all pans out.
Yeah, apologies to the guests for me not rocking up. Little story attached, gents, and you wouldn't imagine it. I get a phone call at 6:30 on a Tuesday night from good mate Middo. Hey, Bicey, what are you doing? Can you come and tow me out? I'm stuck on the beach. So, of course, Defender gets, well, he did the rounds. Carlin was in Singapore. He did the rounds.
Hang on. What vehicle was he driving? Was it a Toyota?
Toyota Hilux, of course. Yeah.
Don't send a ute in to do a Hilux job.
Oh, dear.
So as you can imagine, I was in the car like a bloody, like just straight in. Middo's in trouble. He's water up to the axles. Big westerly, as you can imagine. Just seaweed and shit everywhere at West Beach. And, we had a little recovery mission, myself and Millie. And, hence missing the interview.
In action.
So,
Millie, what? Her expertise in...
Millie's into winching, snap strap, max tracks, everything now.
I love it. That's cool.
She's doing a school talk on it this week, show and tell. She said, can I take your Defender, Dad?
Can I talk about Uncle Middo?
Anyway, sorry.
Good man, Middo, too, so good on you.
Yeah, but all good.
On that, those two blokes, chatting to those two guys, I really enjoyed that, and I've had a little bit of follow-up conversation with him, with Mike, and I tell you what, I'd be happily to jump on a plane to go down and catch up with those two. They're good guys.
Oh, they have a ball, and one of the things, I have never sailed with Mike, but done quite a lot of sailing with Chris. Done quite a lot of sailing with Chris and against Chris, and he's always making sure that fun is number one on the list. He has a laugh. He's pretty serious on the water, but he always is always a good character.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on a plane, come down. We'll have a few beers, but I'm going to bring some of the Radix Mexican chili ultra meals and the Indian curry, plant-based, and then the pasta bolognese, and we'll see who's going to actually come out on top on that. So we're going to, I reckon that'll be a good fun day.
Yeah, riveting.
Here. Do a chili off. Like they do the hot wings challenge.
There you go.
Well,
you have all the different hot sauces set up, a couple of beers in the meantime.
I like that they do all the different flavours, boys. I think it's good. So if you're into it, go to Radix Nutrition, use Bar Karate as the discount code and get a meal on us, or discount on us, and keep going, making it happen. We got a few events coming up, boys.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's always something on,
Fin Gold Cup. That gets underway this week, so that's in Cascais in Portugal. So Dom Manolo, the Dom Manolo special.
Feels like another one of those regattas that seems like it's every bloody week.
Yeah.
Mate, the Dom, geez, if the Don could be handing out vouchers, like $11 voucher for half a chook and a glass of red wine that's filled up over the top with the meniscus going the other way.
Yeah.
€11 worth. Mate, there would be no one better to go to the Don Manolo chicken shop than the Fin Sailors.
The Frango.
They'll run out of chickens.
Frango. Oh.
They'll run out of chickens.
All the Fin Sailors, they'll be on their game. It's going to be the greatest performance by Fin Sailors ever if they do discover the Dom. Of course, next year they'll be here in Queensland.
The Dom will.
Sydney to Auckland race gets underway again. I thought that was normally it's 11th of October start. So I just thought I'd highlight that, boys. You've been watching for that one?
Yeah, no, it's been on the radar. Knew it was always going to be there. It's slowly gaining momentum.
I think that will get going one day. I'd like to do it one day.
Isn't there another one in February as well?
Yeah.
Like as part of the
series.
Southern Cross series or something?
Yeah.
Cabbage Tree, Sydney Hobart and Sydney Auckland?
Yep.
Purely from memory, that one. Yeah, anyway.
We do have to highlight the Capel Sound event that is coming up, of course. So I think we're all pretty excited about that. So the Capel Sound Invitational, which is out of Rosebud Yacht Club, I think they're doing a retro theme this year, retro 80s. Now, I don't know why they're saying retro 80s because I haven't moved on from the 80s.
I could bring all my shit. You'd fit right in.
Remember that's on between. It's they try and pick the best day between 27th and 30th of December. So between the Rye and Rosebud Yacht Clubs. So, it's run what you brung, basically, and just enjoy it. So that one's a good one. We're into it. I know.
Wear my Bart Simpson shirt, eat my shorts.
There you go. I know we have to
or
turn
your
up.
hypercolour.
Yes.
We do have to
Jordan,
turn up.
you've still got your hypercolour shirt on.
No, I never got a
Tank top.
hypercolour.
Hypercolour tank
No,
top.
we weren't rich enough to get a hypercolour
No, I
shirt.
never. Yeah, no, that was a bit of luxury. Yeah, might have to do it, boys. I know Scott. Yes, I've said that, so I can see Scott messaging me within 15 minutes of him hearing this message. But yeah, it's a good one to be involved in. So I have to work out a boat. I think that there's an event, the 24-hour Ultim coming up. I think, boys, in Lorient, the 50s in the old team's going to do a bit of a race for 24 hours. That's in the back of my mind. But anyway,
Do about 2,000 miles. Yeah.
2,000 miles.
Just go to New York and back.
Just a quick jaunt across the Atlantic.
Yeah. Jack Lloyd, listener of the week, obviously with.
Whoa, hold it up.
Another event?
Chat. Yeah, Maxi Worlds coming up, of course.
But why do we care about that, Nick?
Exactly. Why do you care about it? Because that's what the world is saying. The world is saying, you know what? The Maxi Worlds are on, Jordan. Boats have this. What is going to be super interesting is no one's holding back in regards to what mods the boats get. So on the dock as of Wednesday, well, there's a few boats there training already, but to see what modifications are being done on these boats, which were, let's face it, there's going to be 7 or 8 72s.
Yeah,
well, basically 70 to 80 feet now, which is going to be awesome.
The most modded boats in the world, those ones.
Oh, absolutely. And then the big maxis, which were all built to, go cruising in the Med, which are now full-on race boats, are just undergoing surgery at every second minute. So it'll be good to see what the next manoeuvre is.
That old adage, when you're trying to sell a boat, make sure the wife likes it for cruising. That just goes out the window after the first couple of months, doesn't it?
Oh, and actually, this is a good way to promote. During the Maxi Worlds race days, near the sail loft will be a little coffee cart supported by Southern Spas. Come by, get a little coffee in the morning. Say hello.
Are you making them? Are you the barista?
No,
You're going to be in your short shorts?
I'm the barrister. I'll be at the top. I'll be in my little apron.
I think you've got the message wrong, Bicey. You're the barista, not the barrister.
No, the barrister. No, I've got that wrong before.
He knows what he's saying.
Anyway, Maxi World's looking forward to catching up with Barcaradians from all over the world.
There's a few around.
Yeah.
Right.
Should be good. Right, sorry.
Okay.
Carry on.
Jumping back. So, Jack Lloyd, listener of the week, all you got to do is send us a message. Cheers at Barcarati is our preferred venue, but you can send it anyway. Our only real one worth talking about this week came via Messenger on, the old Facebook.
That one. Hang on, let me have a look.
Barrett Christians sent us a note. And I love this because he's holding us accountable. Why do you never talk about dragons? Nice class, competitive, and high-level sailing. Even some Aussies around. Well, because they're not in our face, I guess. If you let us know, we'll definitely cover it. And so we've talked a few times about ahead of their worlds. We talk about how they get, at some stage they've had 300 boats to their worlds. Their Gold Cup, what they call the Gold Cup. They had 75 entries in Brittany, and that's just been run. So we'll come back and discuss that a little tiny bit later on in the show. But yeah, if you're like Barak and you want us to discuss your class, just send us a note. We're happy to talk about it.
More than happy. Non-discriminatory here. Absolutely. Yeah. We love every class.
Yeah. Exactly. Like we're plugging the rainbow, for Christ's sake. We'll talk about anything.
Oh, well, I saw a little note during the week. I think there's about 15 either in build or have been built, and there's a few more going out next year.
That's cool.
I'm looking forward to the world titles in 2042 at It's definitely got to be at Grange Sailing Club.
You claim to have reborn this class, which I think is a valid claim. The amount of marketing you've given it. What I would like to see, just to see how much power you've got, boys, and I think this would be very cool, a rainbow painted up to look like a croc.
Oh, hello. Now we're talking.
That would be, you get a croc wrap. Even just a croc wrap, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, good idea. But I've got to admit, guys, I've almost found an alternative for the croc.
Oh.
It's not an alternative, but another piece of footwear that may see itself getting heavily promoted for no apparent reason. The Hey Dudes.
The Hey Dudes?
Oh, look it up. Check it out.
How do you spell that?
Hey Dude.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a shout out to Stevie Branner. As a bit of a joke, when we were the other week in Newport, my roommate Stevie Branner said, I just brought these Hey Dudes. It was about 10 o'clock at night. He went downstairs to go for a little wee-wee. By the time he was back upstairs, I'd ordered a pair.
Oh.
So now Stevie is about to get peppered with the Hey Dude adventures of 2025.
This is where punctuation comes in really important there. So that sentence, I've just
look,
brought
we're going to get a visual. We're going to get a visual of the Hey Dudes.
Oh, yeah,
they're beautiful.
They're old kayaks.
They're a kayak from the 80s.
Yes, that's
Mate, speaking of 80s, I'm going straight to Keppel Sound with these bastards.
You are. You remember the kayaks? I saved up for them.
Oh, mate, this is an airport shoe like you've never seen before.
Oh, mate, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way you said, so say that sentence where he said, got the shoe, I found the shoes, these Hey, just how was that
when
sentence?
Stevie said, check out the Hey Dudes.
Yeah.
So,
no, he said, I found these shoes,
downstairs.
Hey Dudes.
Oh, the Hey Dudes, found these shoes, the Hey Dudes.
Now, if you phrase that slightly differently, you sound like a Kiwi. I found these shoes, Hey Dudes.
Hey Bros.
Hey Bros?
Yeah, you should see the,
It's too early.
the Kiwi version, the Hey Bros.
Yeah. No, they're good.
The Cuzzy Bros.
They do look comfortable, though. Yes, very, very stylish.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I have been told, no, definitely no style. But comfort, for sure.
I would have worn them on
Comfort
Friday
value.
night.
Comfort value 10, style 0.
It's hot time with Bice.
Oh, geez. We might have to go live at the Sharpie Nationals with one Harry Fisher. It's hot time. Would you do a hot time with Bice each night?
Oh,
Yeah.
You could
Do a bit
race
of Alistair
summary.
Murray action. Just debrief the day.
that's a good call.
Right, fireballs.
Oh,
Speaking of classes that get the odd mention here and there, but the fireballs have been on, which has been pretty cool. In Garda.
yeah. Yeah.
Not everyone's in Garda. What's going on?
People
Everything's
like the place.
going on in Garda.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
It seems to be the centre of the universe right about now.
Yeah. Well, they had some good conditions. I mean, they had some really good sailors sailing as well. Like the talent there was great. They had quite a few boats. They got good wind.
Do you think
Quite
that,
a few boats, I
sailors-
think. 136 to be precise.
Exactly.
do you think that there's just a big group of sailors that just sort of hang out there and all these boats rock up and they just keep going sailing in different boats every week?
You could have a fleet of boats and just charter them out because every class is turning up, couldn't you? It was Swiss Olympians Yves Mermord and Maha Singlfaler with the win. They
Singer.
Yeah.
Not sure which part of Switzerland, whether that was with their German accent or Italian accent or French accent.
They had a good finish to the regatta.
I think that was a Sunday morning rum affected Aussie accent.
Yeah, that's right. Apologies. A real apology. Second was DJ Edwards and Viv Town.
Just spinning the wheels.
And then, sorry?
DJ. Old DJ Edwards.
Yeah.
Just spinning the wheels of steel, Just got a few records lying down.
Well, so the winners were Olympians, DJ and Viv are former world champs, and then in third was 6-time world champs. So that Tom Gillard and Shandy.
Tom and Shandy.
Yeah. So big performance. There's a little bit, you can squash down a fireball into a rainbow just looking at it, but they're great little boats.
A few too many chines.
For
my liking.
Yeah. Good technical boat, good fun. Done tiny bit of time on them, bit small for me, but yeah. If they made them in man size.
52s we spoke about last week, but they wrapped up with Quantum taking the win last week. One regatta left, Sardinia, end of the month. And then, of course, Jordan Spencer, the Dragons.
Oh, we do mention
the Dragons. Have I not? Can we not get enough of the Dragon? Here we go. So the Dragon in Brittany, right, is where they're currently sailing.
Yep, that's correct.
And last day of racing today, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
As at time of recording.
At time of recording, yeah. So there's a battle.
And it's meant to be cranking in Brittany today. So
I suspect that the leader should be reasonably safe. Pravetsa Dragon, the Turkish team. Andy Beadsworth, Simon Fry, NS Karlak. 17 points currently.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be fine. But the
next is on 44. So Torva Mirsky's on the Ginkgo. There you go. Torva's been on the show.
Racing.
Freddie Merlo is on there as well with Jan Eckert. So that's the Portuguese team. Oh, it's a Swiss team, but out of Club Novel de
Well,
Cascais.
I think you'll remember, given the time when we used to go to Dominolos in Cascais, there were quite a few dragons set up.
It's very big in Portugal. Very big in Portugal.
Huge.
And all the SB20s as well. That's right. Yeah. Anyway.
So big it is. They're still building them in Portugal at one Nello itself. So it's pretty cool to see them being built. Yes.
The Saturn team from Portugal in third. There you go. So
that would be a Nello boat.
Yeah. Very cool.
What shall I start with here? Round Europe.
Just that thing.
Round Europe race. Biofirm continues their winning streak.
Yeah, Mary Wayne.
Cartagena to Nice. A little jaunt across the top of the Med. So they continue their dominance. Probably can't see them getting knocked off at this point in time.
Well, I did watch the footage of the finish, where they get the leg winner flag. And I did. If I was on that boat, I would have said, "We'll just keep it." For he'll save on logistics.
Can we just put it on board, and then you'd have to come out?
Can we? Just sew it up around the forestay. That'll be fine. Don't worry.
It's not much of a leg. This one. It's just the next one's Nice to Genoa. It's
yeah. Well, do they go down around Corsica Rock or something? Or I think it's a little dependent on the weather on where they're going to go.
Right.
And they have to finish at daytime.
And they got it.
Of course.
The good thing about Genoa, there's plenty of ferries to connect with on the way through.
Mm-hmm. One criticism. The tracker's a shitter. Have you tried working with the tracker?
No, I gave up.
Oh, yeah. What a shitter. I mean, the Vendée tracker was one of the best we've seen. Literally using same boats, same people, same everything. And now this one that they're using is a shitter. But anyway.
It's just all in the cover.
The compensation for that is the onboard reporters. There's so much good video coming off. You don't need to look at the tracker in reality because there's so much to view coming off the boats. And so, did you see that 70 knotter hit during the race? That little thunderstorm that comes through? Holy
well, old mate was out in his undies.
Yeah.
He just tried.
That's how it usually happens.
That was Alan, ex-guest of the show. Yeah. That was he was manning up big time. He was doing a good job. And that sounds sexist, but that's a bad man, the Latin.
Manning up.
Yeah. So Latin, up. If you know the history.
Just wondering what he was like, just what the vibe is like down below when everyone's just sitting around in their undies. Hang on, I'll go get it.
I mean man from the original Latin, which is from the word manus, which means the population, or it means both male and female.
Yeah, good on you, Rolly Sussex. Yeah, rightio, moving on.
Well, it's true.
Right,
True. That's what it means. That's where the
bit
word
of dodging bit of dodging cars this week in the RC44s.
Yeah.
In Shaveningen.
Yeah.
What
Now
go
on the pronunciation. Yep, you go.
Yep. Shaveningen. Shit.
It's a good tight battle, that one. I think there's one more race to go on that one as well.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of the Artemis team, Gamera, winning in the moment. Artemis coming second.
Yep.
Gamera coming first at the moment. And then we all saw it.
We did.
One of the bigger crashes, one would say, Charisma into the Peninsula. Straight into the side, dropped the stick over the side. Maybe the King of Denmark was hiding that boat.
Three things happens in threes though, Bicey. So
well, no, but the good news with the RC44s is, I mean, they've got all the spares on site and everything, so it was quick
plug and play.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. They just continue to thrive. Cool boats. People love them.
I don't think we give them enough love, to be honest. I think we should have a bit more of a chat about them.
Okay.
To try and get someone on, because it's a class that just sort of cruises along. They're always there, and they're always providing footage and scenes, and I love it.
If there are any listeners still listening after the crap banter I've been putting out so far today, what I'd really love is if someone.
These are you, by the way.
Hey, Mum. Hey, Dad.
I don't think my folks are listening.
Hi, Jan.
They've given up.
Hey, Jill.
I would really enjoy if you could, some of the obscure classes that we don't know about, people could send in.
Rainbow.
Yeah, like the rainbow, but if they're, from around the world, I'd love to find out some of the obscure. Remember that catamaran thing we found in Spain or whatever? Like people were sending us that, the one without the rudder and that they. Yeah, like that's the sort of thing I'd love to hear more about. I'm really into that. There is a foiling week happening just next weekend at York Yacht Club for the kids. There's a youth foiling thing. So that next weekend, that'll be really cool. So
rainbow and foils, that'd be cool.
That's basically what the boat is, I think.
Stand by.
It's just never ending. It's the possibilities are just never ending.
We have said we will get Shane on, and he can confirm the facts. Shane, who's kind of behind the push with is behind the push with the rainbow. He can confirm the facts and maybe hand over my life membership badge.
All the fame, rainbow badge, don't you?
It's like a little pennant I can put on my lapel.
Damn. Right. Okay. What else? What else you got? Is that it?
I'm happy.
That's it.
Didn't you
Sunday
want to bring back Secret Pro?
Oh yeah, the Secret Pro's coming back, kids. So anyone out there who's got any inside info, send directly to me. Don't send it to any of these other idiots, all right? Send it to cheers@barkarati.com. I know one of us reads these emails. But no. If you got any inside info on anything, reality is controversy is good, but not shit stuff about people. Yep.
Cool.
Not bagging people. So,
right.
Yep.
Cool. Rock and roll.
Radio fellas.
Get my guitar out, I suppose. It will sound good in the laundry.
Okay, let's see.
You got good comms in there.
It's it's got. I'll get the guitar out, get a nice bit of reverb.
Oh,
okay.
You know what? You know how I normally have it all wired up and the lighting ready for you and the mic and audio. I did that, but I obviously didn't push the button hard enough because, as far as I can see, that the guitar is still in its case. So, as a roadie that's supposed to be there helping you, I've let you down, BP, but the fault is all with me, and I apologise. What I will do is I will quickly run around and get that guitar for you.
Right.
Do I have to go to Portugal? Is that the one
in
you want?
Portugal. It's backstage at the Voice. Come on, get on with it. Will
All
you?
right, I was pushing the wrong button. Is what I've had a bad day. So there you go.
Rightio.
All right.
Farewell.
Thanks for joining us. Apologies for my performance.
It's great.
Reach out to us at cheers@barkarati.com. Jump on to our friends at YKB for some of their really cool gear, especially some of the warm gear for sailing. They've got some really cool kit at the moment if you're going offshore. And then...
Or yesterday on the Sharpie, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Quite good. Very good.
And Radix Nutrition. Use the discount code, one word, BARKARATI. Have a great week, everyone. Better one than I've had. And, speak to you next week. And thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate all the kind comments we get.
Take me home and thinking until so your time